everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Space Tomatoes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Havoc, and
Alex. Hey, how you doing?
now you know us.
Welcome back.
You know us already. All 39 of you. We know you know us. So, what'd you get up to today?
Today, whole lot of nothing. Cooked on the grill. Had a steak. Today was steak day.
Ooh, I like steak day. Steak day is one of my favorite days,
It could be every day. I mean, why not, right?
which makes every day better.
It actually turned out pretty good today.
Yeah?
I'm improving my technique. My wife was very
Nice.
happy with it.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, once you get, it's just about getting used to it. I mean, you could cook on any grill, right?
Yeah.
But you can't necessarily walk up to any grill and turn out great food. Not
That's true.
necessarily. Until you've practiced on a bunch of different grills, and then you kind of just you'll get a feel for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you learn that sucker, man, you'll just be turning out consistent, amazing, yummy stuff every time.
I'm getting to learn it. It has its little idiosyncrasies to it. It's
Yeah.
old. It's old, and we actually found we found it on our walk. It was in the somebody put a sign on there, free. They were moving. We were looking for a grill, and there was a grill. Like, hey, how can you go wrong?
Interesting.
And it worked. I cleaned it up. Got all their funk off of it. Replaced the this one uses little lava rocks versus the like the heat shield things. But
Yeah,
works good.
that's an old technique for grills. I remember those.
I'm thinking this thing is probably from the 60s or 70s. They still
Probably
make parts for it,
70s.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, we had what was it? I think it was the hibachi, or no, maybe it wasn't the hibachi. We had a grill no, it wasn't the hibachi. It was also a gas grill. We had the same thing. It had the burners under it, but then there was a tray with just
Yeah.
a single layer of lava rocks on it.
Mm-hmm. These are
And
like
every once in-
ceramic stones.
Yeah, every once in a while you have to replace the lava rocks too, because they stop holding heat, I guess, after being heated up and cooled down so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that or they just get junked up, or don't know what it is. But yeah, hey man, free is the best cost for anything.
Yeah. We put a new layer of they call them lava rocks. They're like little pyramids or little white ceramic stones, but the ones that were on it were kind of getting crumbly from just age, I guess, and use. So that was like $20, and we put a new hose on it that attaches to the propane tank. So it had the old style hose, like the one with the threaded fittings, that like the reverse threaded ones that go inside the tank. They don't make them like that anymore.
Well, yeah, no,
So
yeah, you got a new regulator too, right? Because
yeah, that like the whole So I had to get a
kinda
fitting
need
for
one
it.
of
'Cause-
those?
What's that?
you kind of need one of those, maybe.
Yeah, you kind of need one of those. I mean, turns out I was talking to my neighbor, and I'm like, hey, yeah, we got this grill, I just need to get a new regulator hose and layer of lava rock. He's like, hey, hold on a minute here. And he goes in his shed. This guy's got like everything, right? I don't know where he comes up with all this stuff. He's like, I just got a brand new hose right here. What?
It's like the only thing that isn't in your garage.
Right? Right? So, yeah, I mean, that was a blessing too. So
Yeah,
all we had
no,
to buy
that's
was a
awesome.
thing of lava rocks and a fitting to put the hose on there. So like 20,
Oh,
25
man.
bucks, we had a nice grill.
So that's pretty awesome. That's just really awesome, honestly. Because I know you were looking at a grill. We have a grill we're willing to give you, but transporting it from here to there is the big problem. But yeah,
Yeah, you can't
one
just
day.
put it in a box and send it priority mail.
Well, you can, but I mean that's going to cost you as much as. Well, it won't cost as much as this grill, but it would cost as much as a new grill for sure, just to ship it. So it's ridiculous. But at one point, it's going to end up in your possession.
Dude,
Well,
postage is expensive, man.
It is. You think if I just put a stamp on it, they'll take it?
Maybe.
Like one of the forever stamps? I'm like, it says right here, it doesn't matter what you, increase.
You know what would
I guess,
happen?
for
I would
letters
get
only.
a postage due notice on this end.
Would you really?
Yeah, no. So I've seen these people that buy stuff from like Temu, and my wife tells me it's sort of like Temu. It's Shine. I've never heard of it. SHEIN. It's another site that sells like Chinese garbage, I guess.
Garbage.
But what they're doing is the sellers are pocketing the postage, and then the person on the other end is getting a bill for like $8, $10, $12 for the postage due on the on the crap that they get in in an envelope.
Delivery refused.
That's what most people choose to do, because the stuff in the envelope is worth less than the postage due on it.
Yeah. Bought this thing for $8. It's really cool. 6 weeks later, it shows up with a bill attached to it for $12. I'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm not interested
Stop
either.
buying that junk. Just stop buying that junk. Not you. I know you don't, but just people, stop. Really stop. It's garbage. It's literal trash. It is. You might roll the dice. Maybe 1 in a billion times get something worthwhile. Everything else is just literal garbage trash. This isn't from like the good factories in China. This is the stuff that comes from the places where they make the little trinkets in Chinatown shops that you pay a quarter for. Okay? It's trash.
Whatever you do, I can tell you this with all honesty: do not buy any auto parts off of any of those sites, or Amazon or eBay. I wouldn't even unless you know exactly who it's coming from. They're
Right.
like, you can buy some stuff out there. Legitimate people do sell it on there, but I wouldn't personally take the chance, because there's so much counterfeit garbage on there. Like, you don't want to put suspension parts on. Like, steering is kind of important, to save $50. I wouldn't buy those parts from there.
Oh yeah, well they were selling like what's his name? A YouTuber, Garand Thumb. Okay, he does firearms and such. And I think it was him. It might have been the guy in Texas. What's his name again? Demolition Ranch.
Okay.
I think with Demolition Ranch. Either one, both great channels. If you're into that sort of thing, Demolition Ranch I think is arguably a bit more fun and silly. Garand Thumb's a little bit more serious, but also fun and silly. But they did a test. No, it was Demo Ranch that did it. Demolition Ranch did this, and they did the Temu test, Temu body armor test.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, like stuff that's supposed to be like level 3 soft armor, which should handle up to like I think a 44 Magnum. 22 rounds were going through it. They did tests with like tactical helmets, and they're like basically a football helmet with some extra styrofoam in there, through and through, straight through, not even a stop. Like on a 9mm, it's just like, okay, don't buy their stuff. Just don't do it. It's garbage. Yeah. Even if it's something you really think you need, or and you can't afford it, wait, save up, get the stuff that's going to last, because you're going to get it, and it's going to deteriorate on you. It's going to fall apart, and it is useless garbage. And sorry. Now, if you're buying, trinkets or something for display, okay, fine.
Right.
Plastic is plastic, right? But I would, even in that case, I would make sure you keep it well away from any kind of window or sunlight, because that sucker's going to fade, baby, fade.
I'd worry about what the stuff's even made out of, because I'm sure that their safety protocols are not up to the highest standard.
It only catches on fire if it happens to be too hot or too cold, or maybe it touches sunlight, or you breathe. So it's fine. It's totally safe.
Yeah, I don't know about the body armor, but I know in the car parts arena, this stuff looks the part. Like, you could put the two like right next to each other, and you're like, oh, that lower control arm looks exactly like that one. Why is that one $250 and I can get this one for $50?
Well,
but
right there, if like you're looking at like 15 of them, and they're all in the $200 to $300 range, and then all of a sudden there's like one's 50. Come on, you're not a moron, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure this one out. Like, you're not, everyone's selling it for, this price. So, yeah, maybe like a 201 cost is better, but nobody's going to sell it for a massive loss. They're just not going to. So it's garbage.
But I mean, there's a market for it. Some people are buying it, or these places would not exist. I mean, the same reasons people can buy they call them a Chibson, which is a Chinese Gibson guitar. Like, so a regular Gibson guitar is like, $2,500 to $5,000, something like that. But you can get one of these knockoff ones. It looks the part. I mean, hang it on the wall. Looks like, for $200, you can get it from China and order it however you want to get it. It even has the name tag and everything on it.
Or maybe a Les Pong.
I mean, it looks good from 10 feet away. I wouldn't know the difference. I'm not that into it, but I'm sure there's people that can spot that stuff.
I would. So again, look, we've talked about this, right? And again, if you're beginning and you're playing and stuff, this may not even hit your ears, right? I mean, and you may not be musically inclined. If you want to play guitar, some people, their ear just isn't able to catch correct pitch. Just can't. Okay, it's not your fault. You're not broken or anything. It's just it's something some people have and others just don't. But if you do have the ability to detect pitch, right, and you are playing guitar, just get a cheap ass guitar, right? Like we said before, right? Find one
inexpensive, not cheap, like an Epiphone. Yes. And there's nothing wrong with an Epiphone whatsoever. No, they make perfectly good instruments. They're actually really good. They're just, they're not a Gibson. Yeah. That's their...
Or a Fender, right? And Fender has some pretty nice budget lines, right? Like $250, $350 for
even
something.
The Squiers aren't bad now.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, you've got a lot of choices, right? You're right, not cheap, inexpensive, big difference. Not Timo.
Right.
Guitar Center, okay? But the interesting thing is like we were talking about it, and you're like, well, I don't even know. I was just watching something the other day with, I want to say it was Jimmy Page, and he was going through like, well, here's my Stratocaster, and then, he played on another one, and they're just both guitars. He was using the same effects, the same everything, but the sound, completely different.
Right.
I mean, like, just night and day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think there is some truth to that. You don't need to worry about that as a beginner. You can go get, if you want to do electric, go get yourself an inexpensive beginner electric. You can always upgrade it, right? You can change the hardware on them and make it you can take a $250 guitar and over time turn it into a $5,000 guitar. Well, maybe not.
Yeah,
$3,000.
Dude, I saw a video. They actually did that. I mean, it's definitely not financially worth it, but I mean, somebody did it just to see if they could.
Well, my first bass I did that with because I couldn't afford all the stuff. So I bought pieces that I could, and then I replaced, my knobs, I replaced my bridge, I replaced my pickups, and the nut even, right? I had to have the nut redone. I didn't have to, but it was squirrely. It left a buzzing twang on my E, which was not desirable, right? So I had to have a new nut carved, right? Because they're are they ivory?
No, they're usually bone, or they have like synthetic bone. There's a company named Tusk that makes it.
Yeah, this one was bone, right? But yeah, so I had to have that, and they actually, took my bass and they it's just a little like rectangular piece of white material, very, very hard, excessively hard, right? And at first I got one, and they're like, "You sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Okay, well, here's what you want to do." And so I tried to file this thing down and get it. No. There's You need to know what you're doing. But I had that done, and once I had replaced all that stuff, this little cheap bass turned into something that sounded really nice.
Right.
Now, would it have been better to just spend the $800 on a kind of next level bass? Probably, but I didn't have $800. I had, a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, 100 here, 50 there, right? And so it was one of those scenarios. And I was also very young at the time, so, I didn't have the ability to really save, because events kept coming up in my life. When you're young, I guess events just happen, or maybe it was me. I don't know, whatever. But
Probably you.
So, right, it probably was. Yeah, well,
I was thinking even better than Guitar Center, Sweetwater. They did you pretty good. They've done me pretty good.
I absolutely will recommend Sweetwater to everyone I meet, literally, that's interested in this sort of thing, right? Sound, music, vocals, anything to do with that type of stuff, studio, recording. They're amazing, and they have engineers that will literally walk you through stuff, and they'll even tell you, oh, hey, look, hey, you want to buy that, but hang on a second. And they'll come back and they'll go, well, we have this bundle, you're going to save $50, but you also get these. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, I'll take that, or they'll say, you don't really need that, right? But this one over here will meet your needs, and you're good, right? So they not only saved me money, but they got me put into the right gear. The shipping was great. The communication was amazing. And then right after that, they do a follow-up email, right? Once you purchase, they'll do a follow-up email, and they have like an extensive video collection of how to use whatever it is you just bought. And they also have like write-ups, like facts or white papers or whatever you want to call them. But even better than that, like 2-3 weeks later, I get a call, and I'm like, hey. And they're like, hey, we just wanted to see how your gear's going. Do you have any questions? What do you think about it? I mean, literally like personalized follow through to make sure that the customer is actually happy. And that's a rarity nowadays. It really is.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. Like I didn't have to order that much stuff. I kind of just ordered, a few little small things, but it was delivered great. But when you were telling me about your experience, and they actually talked you out of spending more money on more expensive stuff, like that was not my experience at Guitar Center. When I went there to buy,
yeah.
I bought my microphone and my mixer there when I started, doing the podcast a long time ago. And like, dude, they were all about upgrading me to more expensive stuff, because I assume they work on commission. So
yeah,
that would be
so does Sweetwater. But so here's the thing, right? In a lot of people don't understand this nowadays, and they really should. And it used to be well understood. And it should be again. You can sell, if you've got two sellers, right, and you've got the same product that you're selling, one of the key differentiators that you can bring to the table is customer service.
Mm-hmm.
If you make your customer feel like you are their advocate, you will champion for them, and you will do the right thing by them, guess what's going to happen next time they need a thing? They are coming to you. When someone reaches out to them, hey man, I'm trying to do this, you're always going to recommend them, right? And Sweetwater is the epitome of that. I cannot say enough about them. Plus they give you a little bag of candy, which I don't eat, so it goes in the trash, but they give you a little bag of candy and a Sweetwater sticker or two. It's those little things, and it's just like, hey, it doesn't cost them much to do that. I imagine it probably costs them about 3 cents to do that with the sticker and the candy. But it's that little bit of extra attention that makes you feel like, wow, these guys actually care about it, right? When I had problems, I called up my salesperson at Sweetwater, and they were like, oh, hey, yeah, so do this, and blah blah blah, and they walked me through something, and it was just easy for them, right? They're not charging me for that. They're not doing anything, but they've gained a customer for life. Honestly, that's all I can say about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a pleasant experience all the way through for me. So I have no complaints at all.
Yeah. So I had an interesting experience this morning.
Oh, what's that?
Well, so I almost woke up. Well, not really woke up, but started my day off angry. Very
Is that
angry.
out of the ordinary? Or is that normal?
No, I don't like get up angry.
Okay.
I really don't. But, it doesn't take much, right? So it doesn't take long usually.
I don't know
But
what you're
this one-
talking about whatsoever. I cannot relate in the very least.
Right. So, when you're in that state where you're I guess you're waking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your body is waking you up because I always wake up before my alarm. Well, not always. There are rare events, but most of the time I wake up well before my alarm. Anyway, I'm in that area, right? I can kind of perceive the world around me, but I'm still asleep, kind of, right? And I think I hear my wife's dog trying to get her attention,
Okay.
but it's not really there, right? I'm not awake, so it's not like, oh, I know this is going on. And the next thing you know, I hear this, ho, 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 ho. My Rottweiler sleeps on my side of the bed. My wife's Belgian Shepherd sleeps on her side of the bed, right? Apparently, the Belgian Shepherd had been trying to wake my wife up, saying, hey, I need to go outside. Now, I didn't know that at this time. Rottweiler's standing there, and she's got her tail. We don't dock them. And so she's sitting there, and she makes this haw, 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 haw at me, and the tail is going thump 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 against this treadmill, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Okay, fine. So I sit up, I start putting my pants on, grab my shirt, I'm putting my shirt on, and the Rottweiler walks over to her bed, curls up, and lays down, goes right back to sleep, and I'm like, you're effing kidding me, right? You cannot possibly. No way. And then I look over and there's Keely, my wife's dog, going, and I'm like, oh, crud. My dog literally woke me up so that I could get up to take the other dog outside. And I was like, wow, that is really cool.
Nice. Our
Yeah,
cat's going to do
yeah.
that.
What's that?
Our cat's going to do that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
To go up? Okay.
Well, it's mostly
talk.
like feed me.
Oh, yeah, food. Yeah, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then you go put food in their bowl and they just go walk somewhere else and fall asleep. And you're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
pretty
what?
much.
Cats. I like cats a lot when they're outside. Perfect place for them.
We've been doing this thing. My wife found this, I don't know, Facebook probably or something. Cutting out these, we drew the lizards on cardboard boxes, like on an Amazon box, and I cut it out. And you just like slap it on the wall somewhere. Oh, they love it, man. It's like, and it's free. But now is the problem. Like I played it too much with them one day. And we've only done it a couple times. Now they're like looking around like they're getting all weird about it, like looking for stuff that ain't there. And they're like, hey, it's supposed to be right here. And they're like, hey, put it up there. Because you stick it on the wall and then they jump up and catch it, like knock it off, and they just have a ball with it. And they bat it around the floor.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Like the stuff you buy, and then like they play for play with it for a second, and then they don't want to touch it. They're more interested in the box that it came in.
Yeah. Bowski, our cat's name is Jeff Lebowski, the Big Lebowski, and one toy that's worked with him is one of those tunnel toys, right? It's like the car shades. It's
Okay,
like that kind of a wire that goes around. There's a little tube. It's about yay big around, and in the center of it, it's got 3 tubes that go out, and in the center, the hole's cut in the top, and it's got like a hanging little jingle ball in there and something else. And he loves that tunnel. Loves to go in there and mess around, and the Rottweiler now plays with him. So she'll come over and she'll start sticking her nose in that center thing, and then he'll go at, and it's pretty funny. Yeah, it is. It's very funny. But yeah, in general, he likes the boxes more than the toys.
They just like sitting there like they're driving a spaceship or something. I don't know what they're thinking. They just hang out in there. And then like they'll have one that they don't want it too small. They want to be able to sit in it, but they want it like kind of cramped. Like the ones that fit them and they're like spilling over the side a little bit. That's the perfect one for them. But then, like the other one will want it and they'll, I don't know, just have the blue smack the other one. It's kind of funny to watch.
That's the best part. Yeah, I mean, if you got to have at least, if you have two cats and they don't like mess with each other like that, that's just a bummer. Now you just have two cats.
It's funny because the little one is spicier. Like she thinks she's the boss, and then it's all fun and games until the bigger one decides she's had enough of that crap and goes after her, and then she's running for the hills just trying to get away because she's got a couple pounds on her.
Yeah, it's like the Belgian Shepherd bosses the Rottweiler around. Let's be honest, that's because the Rottweiler tolerates this.
Right.
I
that used to be the same with ours too, the male and the female. They had two shepherds, but one was like 120 and the other one was like 80. The female, the female thought she was the boss, but
yeah, it was
because
tolerated.
he let her.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And I will tolerate this. That's literally what goes on. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I miss him.
I do too.
Yeah.
I have my own set of ones that I miss. And I was just looking at some pictures earlier today. And it always brings back those memories. But, the thing about it is it brings back those happy memories, right? I get to relive little moments in time and go, I remember that. That was so awesome.
That's true.
But it's also hard. It's also hard.
It is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were just talking about that tonight while we were making dinner. Like, I don't know why they don't live longer. They should.
Yeah, it's probably something, in my eyes, it's, I don't know. I like to think that it's part of that is teaching us how to be. Because after the first time that happens, the next pet you have is a conscious decision with full knowledge of exactly what's coming.
That's the worst part, isn't it?
It is, but it also gives you the mindset, in my eyes, to make sure that short period of time is made as amazing as possible.
Yeah.
And that's a good mindset to have. It's a reminder that things are not permanent. There is no permanent, right? It's temporary, and it's fleeting, and it's amazing. Sometimes not, but it is amazing. And so, that's kind of a little lesson in life. Enjoy this because it won't last.
See, now you're making me think, like, one day we will not be doing this. This will be over too.
I actually just got news not too long ago, just before this. A friend of mine from high school just passed away this morning.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, he, going through some stuff, and, he lost his wife, and he just, he wasn't trying to unalive himself, but he was not trying to continue life either.
Yeah.
So he just didn't want to eat. He didn't want to be. He, put him in the hospital, and he signed a DNR and just wouldn't eat or do anything. And,
wow. That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty heartbreaking. It's,
I guess we really don't know unless we're in that position ourselves dealing with something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I can only imagine if I was in that position. I might act the same way.
Yeah, I that's part of it for me is thinking about that portion of it as well, right? It's not only the fact that this is someone that was basically same age as me that I spent a good amount of years, with through high school and then, years after high school. And was always a great person, and yeah, and he's leaving behind, a daughter too, and I just.
That's a hard
I
part.
get it. I get it, I think, but I also don't, I just don't. His poor daughter is going to be going through this too after just having lost her mother. Yeah, sorry. Let's move on from this topic. Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, folks. This is real shit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's two real human beings talking to you about their lives and what's up, and that's a pretty real one for me, and it's hitting me hard. It's sad. It's sad. And
Very sad.
yeah. So anyway, how about them puppies?
The puppies.
Did you guys get any
we always
dates yet?
default to the puppies. We can default to puppies. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything more. Hoping by the end of the year we find out something. If not, I mean, I'm kind of like just rolling with it. I don't want to force something to happen. I'm a firm believer in things happen for a reason, and I just I don't want to force something that's not a right fit.
Yeah, but I mean, you did tell them, hey, we want next litter.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're
Well, then
we're
it'll
on that for that. Like I mean, if anything, it gets us another trip up to see you guys.
Yay.
Right?
Best day ever.
So my wife and I found this place, like our health insurance, like we had this money on this card, right? Like for stuff, and we didn't know what to do with it. And like we found this holistic health place. They do like massages, and they get and we're like we can use the benefit for there. Like it's almost the end of the year, so we got to start going pretty fast. But they have a salt therapy room. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're scheduled next week to go up there and try it, see how it goes. I don't know. I mean, it might not be something that I would do otherwise, but I mean, hey, if they're gonna cover it and whatever. But I'll give it a shot.
That sounds awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to enjoy it. Like
I
I
hope
was
so.
telling you. I mean, you've never actually done like a professional massage or anything like
I
that,
think
right?
I had one time. I don't know.
You would know. You would absolutely know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's not a yeah maybe thing. That's you walk out of that going, wow, I've never felt this good.
I
This
think
is
it was at the
amazing."
chiropractor's office, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. They do a good
It'd
job.
be a long
Don't
time
get me
ago.
wrong. Yeah, they do a good job. Don't get me wrong. But their whole idea is just to loosen you up enough for the session. Typically,
All right.
these guys, their whole goal, guys, gals, people, whatever, animals. Maybe they have goats.
No, they give us
They
a
do have
brochure. They
goats?
got a men and women masseuse. I don't know what do you call them. Massage therapist.
Massage therapist.
Yeah.
They don't have goats.
No, I didn't see any goats on there.
Meh.
They just jump on your back, and
Trumple around a little bit.
the hoofs get a little sharp after a while.
Yeah, they do actually.
You know who's
they're
really
sharp.
good at it though? The cat.
Oh,
The cat.
they
Oh, the
need
cat
to-
loves to get on top of my wife. I mean, like, my wife's like, "Oh, my kidney, my liver."
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think you're gonna think it's amazing. I'm almost positive. I love it. There's nothing like it. You go in and, I think the first time I was a little nervous, a little apprehensive, a little bit of anxiety about, this whole process. Like, this is weird. 5 minutes in, I'm like, "Mwah, this is so good. Can you do more of that?" It's amazing. It really is. And it's stress relief, relaxation at a level that is pretty hard to come by outside of that setting. It really is.
Do you get
Yeah.
sore afterward?
That depends. So if you go in there and you're doing you're doing deep tissue, then yes, you will be sore afterwards. And it'll probably be 2 days or so of soreness.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. If you've got some stuff that needs to be worked out, the deep tissue people are usually far more knowledgeable than just the relaxation massage about muscle groupings and things like that. And they can really get in there and work those muscle groups and relax them, right? Like I've gone when I had back spasms, and I'll tell you, all the meds in the world did crap all but a massage from a very, very knowledgeable deep tissue massage person. 2 days later, I was fine.
Really?
Yeah, that's a big deal. If you've ever had back spasms, they're not good. I couldn't move when I literally walked out of the place afterwards, going wow. and then the soreness comes in, and she was really gentle with those areas, but still they've got to be worked. Right, you've got to stop. What it typically is, a spasm is it's the smaller muscle groups, the stabilizer muscles, that start fighting with each other. One of them gets irritated and inflamed and wants to pull or like contract, and then the other ones are fighting to get that thing back where it's supposed to be, and it causes this muscle spasm. That's the way it was described to me. I am not an expert. I'm not a doctor. Don't freaking listen to me for anything. Well, maybe listen to me for this, because, hey, I'm here. But what I say on here, listen to it, but don't take my advice as like, you've just been given professional advice from someone that knows what the hell they're doing. I have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, and a very little bit of knowledge about, a very little bit of knowledge about a lot of things, and a lot of knowledge about very little things.
Sometimes that can be dangerous.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy it, and that's a great place. It's a great way to spend your money too, because I'm telling you, you'll get like a week of stress relief from one massage.
Okay. I wonder if that can help something with my hand. My hand is really bothering me. I got a really bad trigger finger. It's been that way for years, but it's getting worse, and it hurts. I'll wake up and it'll be like locked. It's this one right here, my middle finger. Like I can't even open it.
It's not a trigger finger.
What is it?
Oh, is it called trigger finger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's called trigger finger. Okay. Yeah, they might be able to. I don't know. I know nothing about that, honestly.
I know there's a surgery for it too. I don't really want to get that involved.
Here's my opinion on surgery. If you're not leaking, or the long hard parts are not like crumbled somewhere, or not long and hard anymore, now they're in two pieces, surgery's great. Otherwise, I don't know. It's a hit or a miss. Some of them can work miracles for people, but I've known so many people that have, especially back surgery. I would personally say you need to exhaust every single possible option in the entire universe before you even think about back surgery.
Right.
Every single person I know that's had it, they all said they're worse now than they were before the surgery. That's not good.
My wife's had back surgery. She was pretty bad off as she went in there. That's why she did it.
Is she better?
Relatively speaking, yeah, dude, she was like, I was rolling around in a wheelchair. She couldn't even walk. So I'd say yes.
Okay. Well, and then there you go. Now I'm proven wrong, because I do know someone who it's actually helped with.
Does that mean it's perfect now? Absolutely not. But
and on the flip side, I know a number of people that have had nerve ablation, and it's worked amazing for them.
She did that too.
Yeah, I know a number of people. One of them's a pipe welder, commercial pipe welder. So he's, in these commercial buildings in very tight, not friendly for a back that's good space, and his isn't. And he went and had that. He says, now I can work like I'm 20 years old again, man.
Really?
Yeah, that's saying something, because he's not.
Yeah, it's not
He's like
a
my age.
it's not a comfortable process to go through apparently. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been told it does help.
I mean, if it's that bad, basically what you're doing is just killing the signal that transmits the pain.
But it's not a
So-
one-time shot deal either. You got to do it multiple times. Then you have to continue to do it forever. Like it lasts for a while, but
annually
not.
or something.
Yeah.
He said his is annual, so they probably made a lot of good strides in it. He said
Yeah.
for him, he only had to go twice, and then from now on, it's just once a year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which he said, look, if that's what it takes, he goes, I'm fine, because
Yeah.
once they're done, I'm in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
debilitating
mean,
pain's a motherfucker.
Yeah. For those that don't know, like they the one that I know about is that they use like I don't know some kind of X-rays or some kind of imaging to guide as they put a needle into your back, and then they essentially electrify the nerve endings and cauterize them so they don't create a
They zap
signal
them.
anymore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they basically I think they still use the term burning them out.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what they're doing. Now, the neat thing about the human body is, you can do stuff like that to it, and it goes, screw you, I'm going to grow back. The bummer is you have to go back because your body's so good at healing itself that it goes, nope, I'm going to go back.
I would definitely be sure to use somebody that knows what they're doing. You don't want anybody poking around in there that
Yeah.
is learning how to do it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the place to go for the $199, super extra speedy clinic, like don't get this off Temu.
Yeah, I wonder if those Temu people are the same ones. Like, remember when they had like LASIK specials? Like, you can get both eyes for like $199 or like
That's
buy one
exactly
get
what I
one
was-
free or something. Yeah, that's the
exactly
same
what I
people
was
that are buying crap
referencing.
off Temu.
Yeah, like let me go ahead and let you put a laser to my eyes for
Right.
like 1/10 of the cost that everyone else charges for one eye. Yeah, no.
That other guy wanted
Nope.
$5,000. I can get it done for $299. Buy one get one free.
Earl Scheib, $99.95.
Oh, don't even get me started on automotive paint. Don't even get me going down that road. We've been sailing that sea of nonsense for a little while. But I've been looking into getting the car painted. Man, that's expensive. Holy crap! And like, yeah, and you don't want the Temu. I can say my personal experience with Mako. My father-in-law got his truck repainted at Mako, and it looked worse within like about a year than it did when he started. So that is not the path that I want to take.
Yeah, and it's so funny too because I remember the Earl Scheib commercials from like what was it, the late 70s or something?
Yeah.
Earl Scheib, $99.95.
Right.
You're like, wow, $100 to paint a car.
Dude, that's like nothing. I mean,
dude, got
paint
some
is
spray paint.
paint is super expensive. Like I understand that part of it. And, labor is expensive too. It's just, I mean, to get a decent paint job, you're looking, several $1,000s, and I don't know that it's worth it for a car of that age.
You can't let the bare metal come out. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the bare metal comes out, then you're worried.
No,
doesn't
that's not the
matter.
problem. The problem in Florida here that the clear coat just gets sunburned and it just starts chipping off and kind of flaking away.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think, what you could probably do is you might be able to polish all that out, polish off the clear coat that's flaking, and then take it and just get a good clear coat done, which should last another 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And then you
Maybe.
don't have to worry about a paint. And the clear coat should just be, pretty simple. I can't imagine, like a high-end clear coat, I think, like when you get a dealership car, if you want the clear coat, it costs like, $1,000. And it's a high-end clear coat. So I would think you could get a clear coat for pretty cheap because you're not color matching. You're not, a lot of the process that goes into that is not, there, right? You don't have to have, I think it's a one coat application as well. Otherwise it gets kind of a weird, they were explaining it to me at one point, and I was asking a paint person about this, and like, if you've ever seen something with like too much lacquer on it, and you get this weird view, it doesn't look right. It looks like you're looking at something under a glass, right? Does that make sense? As opposed to just the paint, it's like it looks like there's a layer of stuff over the top of it, and it looks weird. Apparently, it'll also chip real easy that way.
All right. Yeah,
But I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert, but I do know that those guys. I mean, not only is the paint expensive, right, and it's all got metal in it, and all kinds of stuff, and the color is very specific, and all that. The paint has to be, I believe, used within a pretty short window too. It's not like it can just sit there like household paint 2 years later.
No, it's several parts that you have to mix together to.
Yep.
And the catalyst, and then it starts taking off, and you only get so long to use it.
Yep, and then it also has to be an extremely clean room. Like the room has to be a clean room, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's also like probably about 40 to 80,000 watts of lights, UV lights in there to set the paint, right, or the coat or whatever. And then also all that plastic paneling has to come off, and that is a nightmare because they're all press-ins, right? They're all these little, like, they're almost like if you've ever used a drywall anchor and then pulled one out, right? Same thing. You're never going to use it again. So it's useless. So they got to get all that off. They got to, sand it down, make sure it's clean. It's a lot of work, man. I mean, This is just a ton of labor. The actual painting process itself is pretty quick.
Paint is easy. It's all the prep to get you to that point.
I had a friend that used to restore old Porsches. I can't remember the model. What are they? The 914? Or something. It's like a Volkswagen motor, little 2-seater, very low to the ground, convertible. But it sounded like a Volkswagen engine.
Like the 911?
Maybe it was the 911. Almost like a Carmen Ghia, but more square. You know what I mean? Like that kind of a profile car. Anyway, okay. He would take those and put V8s in them and turn them into just little go-kart rockets, dude. Insane. But part of that is he would strip everything out, right? Strip all the paneling and everything, sand it all down, and then paint them, right? And it was funny, it would take him like 2 weeks to prep a car and like an hour for the coat of paint.
Right.
And then he'd come back the next day, another hour. Next day, another hour. Next day, hour for clear coat. And then he's spending the next 2 weeks putting it back together or more.
Mm-hmm. You know what I always wanted? You're probably going to make fun of me. My wife makes fun of me. I still want one. A Miata with a V8 in it. She's like, that's stupid. That's a girl's car.
Not with a V8 in it, it's not. Then it's a rocket. I think you've got a fundamental problem there, right? So the one thing the Porsche did have was sizable tires. Mm. The Miata, no sizable tires. Small tires.
Maybe. I don't know.
Lots of smoke. Very bad ROI on your tires.
You know what I didn't actually realize? Because the neighbor has one, a Dodge Viper. They're a lot smaller than you think they are. The Miata and the Viper are actually very similar in size, except the Viper has like tires this wide.
The Viper's bigger. It is bigger.
A little bit, not much. It's pretty small.
It's a little wider, and it's a little bit longer. It's also set up completely different.
Oh, it's a death trap.
Cab of it is over the rear wheels, basically. And then you've got a V12 in front of you.
V10.
Or V10, sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I thought it was a V12. You're right. It's a V10.
It's a complete death trap, though. There's no safety, anything on that car. No ABS, no airbags, no nothing.
And your point?
His is actually the first year that has air conditioning. They didn't have that either for a while. I think in Florida you kind of need that, but
yeah. Well, neither did my buddy's 1967 Mustang or my other buddy's 69 Camaro. There was no AC in that thing. Right. You had fan and you had heater. And heater.
We had those side windows, right?
Heater was fan with engine block. It's true. It's honestly true. But I would love one of those. I would love a 67 or a 69 Camaro. I really would. I love those cars. Or even a 70.5 split bumper LT1. That would be nice.
There you go.
If
I think I'm just at that point in my life. I'm just
$1,000. You know that? Those things are like $500,000 or more.
That's crazy.
We used to pick them up for like $3,000 and then, redo them for another $3,000. And they weren't nice or anything, but still, it's $500,000, man.
Even 90s cars are starting to go up in value now. Like IROC Camaros and 5-liter Mustangs and stuff. They're commanding a premium. I saw one the other day. It was a low mile Mustang. It was like $75,000 or something. I'm like, the car brand new was like maybe 14.
Oh yeah. I wonder how much my old Cobra would be worth now.
I don't think it's old enough yet. A couple more years.
98?
Couple more years. They're not quite to that generation.
30 years, I guess.
Yep.
But I mean, keep in mind it was number, now I don't remember. I think it was 2,599 out of 5,000 cars produced that year. That's the thing about those. They're not like, not every dealer has them. You can't buy them unless the dealer is SVT certified, right?
Right.
And so not a lot of dealers have them, and there's only 5,000 of them made per year, period. That's it. And it's stamped on the engine block. It'll tell you where it was made. It's signed. It's a plaque on the inside of it. So
that's cool.
If you never had a Cobra, you probably didn't know that. Now you do. Mustang Cobra, that is. This is not a Shelby Cobra.
Those things are stupid money.
Well, and for good reason. You want to talk about a rocket?
Like what, $2-3 million for one of them things for an original one, like a 427 one? Probably more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, I would imagine it's more because I think they were $2-3 million in like the 90s.
Yeah,
maybe 2000s, but
craziness.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of history that is amazing. But then, like I had a friend of mine, John, that had an old GT40.
Oh, wow.
Like not the new GTs, which that right there, if I had just endless amounts of money, that's one splurge purchase that I would do. The rest of it would be land, livestock, and fencing gates and a moat with crocodiles and alligators and snapping turtles, and then maybe like a land moat about 50 yards wide, right? With like 30-foot high fences on both sides. And inside that, I could just put like, I don't know, 50 tigers. I'm just going to put tigers in there.
Is that to keep people out or to keep you in?
Is there a difference?
I'm protecting the public.
Oh, yes. That is yes. It's a yes. And a drawbridge. Yeah, that goes up on the other side.
They would just increase your property taxes on all that stuff.
Good luck. Good luck.
Oh, I know you love the government. Hey, did you see that thing? I guess the British Prime Minister said that they're going to mandatory digital IDs over there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and if you don't have one, you can't work.
Yep. They're framing it as, to keep the immigration, thing in check, which is ridiculous because just like us, they already have right to work, not right to work. You have to prove that you are, legal or whatever to work. And so already in interviews, he's gotten like just stymied big time because he'll go on there and they're like, well, but it's not going to do that, is it? And he's like, well, of course it will, because now they have to have this to show that they can work. And they're like, well, the people hiring these people, you already have to do that in the UK. And the people hiring these people aren't doing that. So what makes you think they're just going to magically stop? well, but this is it's to keep us safe, and immigration. And look, folks, I'm just going to tell you right now: do not buy into digital ID or any kind of digitalized currency that is run by a central bank. Period. End. Full stop. Don't do it. You are literally walking into the cage, closing it, locking the door yourself, and throwing the key away. Okay? That's what that is. And it's all about control. And in the UK's case, look, you've seen the whole thing with the ULEZ cameras and people, they call them blade runners, cutting those cameras down and destroying those cameras because screw you. You're a public entity. I'm a private person, private individual. We should know everything about you, and you should know fuck all about all of us. Period. Done. End of discussion. And so you've got those, and you got the 15-minute cities, which was the ultra low emissions zone or something. Like if you go out of this, just imagine if your currency is tied to your identity, which is digital, and your currency is digital, and they have this in place, and you're just like, yeah, you know what? I do want to go and, see my aunt who lives, an hour away. Because whatever, I don't even care. Why should you have to give a reason? Honestly, my assumption is we are all free individuals, right? And the next thing you know, they just go, well, since you don't follow the rules, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and limit your ability to purchase certain things. And the less you follow the rules, the less you'll be able to buy or spend your money on. Mm-hmm. Now that's one. And here's another one. And you can go look this up. This has been stated. They want to do this. And by they, I mean the majority of governments and central banks want to do this. And they've even told you this. You just didn't listen to them. They want programmable money. And you think, oh, well, that's going to keep me secure and safe and free and blah, blah, blah. No, what this means, and here's one of the plans that they have. Okay, and they've already told you, so it's just a matter of time. Might be, a month, it might be a year, it might be a decade, it might be 2 decades, but it will happen. It's coming. Okay, and the only thing that will stop it is you saying no. All of us en masse saying no. We will not do this. We will not comply. They want to make money expire. If you don't spend it within a certain amount of time, it's gone. Poof. Bye. There's no saving. There's no more any of that stuff. It's just gone. Now, I don't know about you, but you can go ahead and yourself with the like that. Because no.
So what do you do when they make it mandatory? Like, I mean, you have your choice. You can go live in the woods in a cardboard box, I guess. I mean, is that your options? If you can't work and you can't spend your money.
How are you going to enforce it?
I have no idea.
Well, there you go. That's the first question. How are you going to make it mandatory?
I mean, they're doing those mandatory gun buyback things, so they're paying people to buy their guns in Canada. I don't know what province or where I don't know what it is. I didn't look into it, but apparently, I'm sorry. It's voluntary. It's a voluntary buyback. But
that's
at
mandatory.
The end of the year of the voluntary part, then they start making it against the law and they start coming after you.
So it's not voluntary for
So
shit.
how is that voluntary?
There's nothing fucking voluntary about that.
Right.
And it's not a gun buyback, mother. Again. Oh my gosh. I just, it's not a gun buyback. You're not buying
I did my job good
back.
today, huh?
You're essentially saying, I will give you this paltry sum for turning in something that you purchased with your money, a tool that you use, however you may use it. Maybe it's in a collection. Maybe you hunt. Maybe you use it for self-defense. Maybe you just like to target shoot. Maybe you just have it. Maybe it was your dad's. I don't know. It was inherited. Maybe it's been hanging on the wall since great grandpa got it. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, they're not buying it back. They are giving you a fraction of whatever it's worth to turn in your weapons voluntarily. Okay? Now, here's the thing about those gun buyback programs. They are essentially the exact same thing, what we were just talking about. Do not comply. If nobody comes and voluntarily turns this crap in, there's no way in hell they are coming out to get them all. Not going to freaking happen. So what they do is they implement these buybacks, and they judge, what's kind of where we think the percentage of population with firearms is, and how much of that percentage turns it in. And if it's, a good percentage, then yes, we continue forward. If nobody comes, or they get like 2 or 3 people, they're going to be like, yeah, we have a small problem here. The amount of us compared to the amount of them is going to make this somewhat uncomfortable and tenuous.
All right. So, let's just say, for those of us who would not choose not to comply, we've already done this on a large scale. Like I would say it was a test about 5 years ago where they had this voluntary program where if you didn't participate, it could cost you your job, or, there were other consequences, but yet it was still voluntary. And I would say a majority of the people gave into that.
They did. And it was coercion. No question about it. There's nothing voluntary about, oh yeah, well, it's up to you, but you're going to lose your ability to do anything, make money, transact, go to the store, do freaking anything. That's not voluntary. I'm sorry, it's not. That is coercion. That is the exact look, if you went to go sign a contract with someone and you told them, yeah, but if you don't sign, you're going to lose your job, and we're going to make it so you can't leave your home, and we're going to ostracize you from social media and, friends and family, and we're going to, potentially raise your rates when you have to go to the doctor because you just don't comply. You know what? Every contract judge in the freaking world it would be thrown out. Invalid. Why? It was done under duress. And every single person that lost their job during the COVID whole thing, every single one of you, you should be contacting lawyers to file class action lawsuits against the federal government, the state governments, the local governments, all the way up and down the chain. Because here's the deal. That was essentially you being put under duress. Follow these orders, comply, and they're not even lawful. There was nothing legal about them. They were mandates. A mandate is not a law. It's not legislation. It's not legally binding. It's just the wishes of the supposed rulers, right? The powers that should not be. So you look, it's not a law. Great, the governor said, you have to do this. Okay, show that. What section of the law is that? Can you cite the code? Oh, no, you can't, because it's not a fucking law. So, once again, and people need to learn this crap. Stand up for yourself. Your rights are yours, but you have to know them, and you have to stand up for them. And I will tell you, that was a scary-ass time, because I went through over 3 weeks of very little sleep, panicking, stressing over losing my job during that time, but I was not complying, and I will not comply. Period. You don't get to make decisions for me about my life. You don't. It's not up to you.
But again, you were in the minority. I think both of us were in the minority in that situation. And a lot of people just don't want to fight that battle for whatever reason. They just find it easier to comply. And I think if we had the firearm thing or the digital currency thing, I think it's probably going to go the same way.
It only takes 10% of the population to resist to become an overwhelming force. Now, let me make that very clear. The overwhelming force is civil disobedience without any harm to anyone or anyone's property. It's literally non-compliance. Okay?
I mean, look what they did to those truckers in Canada, though.
Yeah, I don't advocate violence. I don't advocate for anything that harms people or property, right? Just don't, right? But yeah, and the Canadian truckers, imagine if you had CBDC. Imagine if you had a central bank digital currency. Imagine if you had a digital ID that tied together every single piece of the records keeping jackasses out there and put it all together. And then that quick, everything is stripped from you. And you need to understand that this isn't a possibility. This is a probability. It will happen. It's a question of how likely it is to happen to you and how often it will happen to you, because it will.
It's either going to happen to us, which I don't know. We're getting kind of older, but it's probably going to happen to our the next generation down, I would think, for sure.
Well, it's what's called predictive programming. It's been, so look, you look at, like, right now they're talking about using Palantir and all this stuff, and part of it is for predictive policing and predictive threat analysis. This person, based on all this information and behavioral information and psychological profile, is gonna or likely to commit a crime. This Minority Report. At what point do you want to live in a society where you can be arrested because you might have... everything seems to point to the fact that you are going to commit a crime. Did you? No. But you're guilty and you're going to jail for it. I'm sorry, but no. Where, in what world did you make that okay in your brain? How do you sit there and say, yeah, I'm an American and we're free, home of the free, land of the brave? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm so freaking tired of hearing that because it's so untrue. Name one thing you can do that isn't directly or indirectly taxed, and then tell me how fucking free you are. Home of the brave? You fucking bowed down to a fucking shot. Literally. You bent over and took it in the... for a shot, and you lost your rights. You lost your privileges, because anything that someone else can give to you and then take away, or that can charge you for it, it's not a right. It's a privilege. Okay? So don't talk to me about this land of the free and home of the brave. It's comical. Our founders literally freaking went to war over a 2% tax on a breakfast beverage. Find one thing you can do now that isn't taxed, and tell me that, what do you think they would be thinking right now? They would all be looking at us going, we gave it all to you, and you threw it in the trash for personal frickin' comforts and promises of, the frickin', I don't even know, right?
For peace and security.
Safety and security. Wasn't even peace. Nobody's even promised, except the peace president, who so far, I'm sorry, but you're in the trash can on that. I'm sorry, you really are. Would we just sell another, $6 billion worth of go kill everybody in the Gaza Strip to the really? Peace president? You don't sell people bombs that are actively killing everybody in a location and then say, well, I'm for peace. You're not. You were absolutely the antithesis of peace.
Yeah, things aren't quite going the way that things were promised.
No, and they didn't the first time, but a bunch of clowns thought, oh, well, he totally failed on the first time. Let's give him another shot. And this time he's like, me, and whatever. And look, I'm not going to say that he hasn't done some good things. I won't say that, because he has. But he's also done things like eliminated the police accountability database, which says, hey, look, we're going to hold a database that says if you like James Hampton, who is now currently employed by the Union County Police or Sheriff's Department, he literally caught on camera with other officers. Okay, and they're all in like some area with a garage, police compound of some form, and his canine, his police canine, right, comes out of the vehicle and starts going towards him, right? Young, new recruit, right? It's a dog, but they have made it clear to everyone, all of us, this is the exact same thing as a sheriff, right? If you hit, if you provoke, if you harm this dog, it's the exact same thing as doing so to a sheriff, right? Am I right? Yes.
That's what they say, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. You kill one, it's, murder on a sheriff,
right,
which is the death penalty. This guy yells, and then he walks over to the dog, puts on the choke chain and the lead, turns around, grabs it like this, puts it over his shoulder, and lifts the dog off the ground by the choke chain around its neck, walks it over to the car, and then slams it into the car door, then throws it into the car. And you can hear all this.
Really?
The other officer's going, hey, is your camera off? No witnesses. Blah, blah, blah.
I've not heard of this.
He's now gainfully employed at the sheriff's department for my county. Okay? That was what that fucking database was supposed to prevent. If we did that, if you did that, you'd be in jail for 20 freaking years.
Yeah.
And here he is employed as a sheriff in another fucking town. So thanks, Donnie. Appreciate that, guy. So much for transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
And that's not like a rare story, people. You might think it is. Go look up this, Police the Police is one group. Go look up the Free Thought Project. Go look up some of the auditors and just realize that these people, they're not the cream of the crop rights protecting, stuff that you're thinking, right? And by no means am I going to assign them all a bad name. I'm not. There are good officers of the law out there. But the system has made it impossible for them to be the good officer that they should and need to be. You call out a fellow officer, you're on a desk. You're done. You might even get fired. You're just going to get railroaded into the worst possible position. You either toe the line, you're either with us or you're against us. And it's been proven time and time and time and time and time and time and time again, ad nauseum, right? That police accountability database was a great step to say, hey, if this happens, you don't get to go to the next town over and get a new job, and whoops, we just forgot about it. Now, think about a person that would actually do that to a freaking dog. Their dog. Think about that. A person that would abuse their dog to that level. What do you think their behavior is going to be to a suspect? Do you think they're going to treat them in a, in a non-escalatory, fair, reasonable, kind? Do you think they're going to try and de-escalate? Do you think? What do you think? No, they're going to be abusive. They've already proved to a dog that simply didn't want to sit in the car. The door was open, came out to go to its handler, or what we would call its master. And that's the response you give to the dog. You're a horrible human being, James Hampton. I'm sorry, but you are. If you do that to a dog, you are a horrible human being, and you deserve nothing to do with the public, especially any position that provides authority over it. It's sickening to me. It's disgusting.
Agreed.
And you have authority over people, like literally kidnap them, put them in a cage, and you're that type of a human being? Vile, reprehensible. Honestly, it's so tragic. I'm going to leave the link to that video so all of you can go watch it if you want to, but I will give you a warning. It literally is visible physical abuse of a dog that you will see in this video. And this is from an officer of the law. Okay? Undeniable. Oh, and guess what? because he was a cop, he was never charged.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of these cases, when something happens, like they might resign, and that's like their biggest punishment.
That's
and then
that's what he
then
did.
they work somewhere else.
That's what he did. He resigned, went to work somewhere else, and then now he's here. And my town is up in arms. They're holding protests in front of the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before. I had no idea.
Oh man, it's got a lot of people fired up, myself including. Look, you cannot be doing that kind of stuff, exhibiting that kind of. If you beat your wife, hey, what is it like? Some 46% of officers of the law have domestic disturbance, abuse of spouse. 46%, dude.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but you were ill-equipped to do your job. If that's even a thing, that means roughly half of them are ill-equipped to do their job. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a sore subject for me. There are great law enforcement officers out there, right? There really are. One in particular is an officer. I imagine he's probably retired by now, but it was a gentleman, a deputy sheriff for Orange County Sheriffs in California, and his name was Deputy Duffy, I believe. Yeah, no, it was Duffy. Excellent gentleman. You, sir, were absolutely cream of the crop in tough situations where you shouldn't have probably even been the way you were, but you were. Truly cared, de-escalated, kind, but firm, right? You had a job to do. And the epitome of what I would say an officer of the law should be like. This guy over here, James Hampton, not so much. I'm sorry. And this isn't, I'm not like, this isn't slander, right? Or libel. This is a real, actual event that occurred. You abused a sheriff on camera. Multiple other officers' cameras were allowed to resign and not be charged, which if any citizen had ever done that, we would be in prison for a very long time. And I'm sorry, I think that's vile, reprehensible, and it makes me want to fucking puke.
That's a pretty commonplace in any governmental position. When there's wrongdoing associated with it, they get to mostly resign, and there's no consequences other than that. And they still get their full retirement and pension and the whole nine yards. Yep.
Yeah, it's a travesty. It is. It's a travesty of justice. It's the way our system is set up now. And as you can see with the current administration, any attempts to change that will be foiled. Can't be having that. Can't have complete control if we're also accountable and transparent.
I don't know that any administration would be any different. My view on the whole thing is that they're just two sides of the same coin. I think it would have been just something different, but the same stuff going on.
The best thing that's ever come out that describes this accurately and perfectly. Left wing, right wing, same shit bird. That's it. It's exactly what it is. There's literally two things that separate the Democrats and the Republicans. And I'm sorry for both of you, but this is the actual reality. You guys vote in line on the same stuff with a different bend or a twist in the way you're trying to state it, but it's the exact same thing, except on two issues, and that's guns and abortion. And more and more, those things are converging too. It's a uniparty. There isn't two parties. There's no election. These people are selected for you. It's a selection. You go watch the Jones Plantation, or better yet, tune in on October 4th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you may have a chance to win a certificate, one of 3, even 5, depending on how many people we get, to go ahead and download and watch the Jones Plantation all for yourself.
Nice.
And I think that'll give you an eye-opening. It's a full feature film. It's actually well done. The person that came up with the idea, a gentleman named Larkin Rose, is has been in the community of freedom-loving individuals. He's an anarchist, and doesn't mean what you think it does. The anarchists don't want to burn stuff down or hurt other people or destroy property. They kind of operate on this, right? Do whatever you want, as long as you're not impeding someone else's ability to do whatever they want, and don't harm anyone. Just go. Like you want to run naked around your property? Go. You want to do drugs? Well, okay, go do drugs. You want to grow food? Grow food. You want to shoot guns or whatever you do that. Nobody cares. Just go do it. You're not harming someone, right? Again, don't harm people and don't impede other people's ability to do what they want to do with their lives. Individual freedom. That's all. Whereas this whole idea of the parties and the affiliation with the party, etc., literally the way you can boil this down is, I want people with guns to enforce my opinions and will on on these other people. That's literally what that is. It's all. That's it. I don't like that, so I'm going to make it a law that you can't do that. Which again is literally enforcing my opinions, my will, my desire on other people at the point of a gun. Does that make you a good person? Does it?
But how can we all sleep at night knowing that people aren't getting arrested for collecting rainwater on their own property and other terrible acts like that?
Terrorist
There
acts.
has to be somebody held accountable for things like that.
Right? It's bad. I mean, it really is. It's so bad. It just is. It doesn't need to be like this. We were never supposed to have we were never even supposed to have a standing army at all. We were never supposed to have entangling alliances with foreign nations. We're entangled the fuck up with every fucking thing. We weren't supposed to have a standing army to prevent us from trying to go empire. Guess what? We are in full-blown swing of empire. We've got a freaking military base in almost every single country in the world. Something like 168 countries that we have military bases in, and there's 200 in the world. You tell me.
Even the ones that don't like us, that don't want us there.
Right?
Especially those ones.
You saw the recent news. Give us back Bagram Air Base or there'll be hell to pay. Dude, seriously, you just told us you were the peace president. We were getting out of the Middle East, and now you want to go back in? Well, it's close to China's nuclear creation. So it is war. I mean, honestly, you don't send a freaking fleet of naval vessels, Navy SEALs, the Air Force, and all this shit down to the freaking Caribbean? To the Caribbean to tackle drugs. And
it does sound a lot like we're headed towards war. I mean, from what I've seen.
We are. We have no choice.
I'm not even that into it, but I can, kind of see where things are headed there.
Well, we have no choice. Honestly, if you look at the economy and you can say Trump's doing a great job, you could say he's doing a bad job. I don't care. Right. But if you look at the economy overall and you look at the debt to GDP, right? We're fucked. At this point, I don't believe that there is a way out of this. There isn't. And the way out of this that we've always done, or at least that takes the focus off of this and allows us prosperity for another 20, 30, 50 years.
I know where you're going with this one.
It's a world war.
My history teacher in the 80s, he used to say that, nothing's better for an economy than a war, when he's explaining how things went down.
And it's true. It does. It's not just the economic boost from the, MIC, military industrial complex, but it's also the psychological part of it, right? A big part of a downturn is psychological, right? Why did the banks shut down? Well, the last big bubble we had, because people did runs on the bank. Why did they do runs on the bank? Because psychologically they no longer believe that the banks actually could house, keep their money safe. And let me let you in on a little secret here. they can't. They don't have your money. They just don't. They only have like 10% of the entire money that's been deposited. That's it. So if more than 10% of the people come, more than 10% of the fundage is requested to be withdrawn, they don't have anything. Nothing. That's your bank.
Be careful what you say, man. You're going to have people running tomorrow to get their, withdraw everything.
Well, I mean, it's fractional reserve banking. You give them
all 39 people are going to be going down there. Hey, you want my money back?
You give them $100,000. They take 10,000, put it aside, and the other 90,000 they loan out at interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they also like to do things like take loans out, and they say, "Well, we got $100,000. We want $1 million loan. We've got the $100,000, which is the 10%. So now we have $1 million we can loan out." Do you honestly think your bank has all the money that No, they don't. There is no money to cover. It's impossible. It would never, ever, 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 ever happen. Look it up. Fractional reserve banking. Just look it up. It's a reality. It's how all of our economy works. It's literally how this economy works. We create debt, which then gets paid back by the consumers, us, at interest to the people that typed money into existence. They literally went, "Oh, you want to borrow $100,000? Okay." There's no $100,000. They're just printing out numbers. And then, "Oh, here you go. You've got access to money." And then they're like, "Oh, at interest." So they didn't even have the money to give you. They just gave it to you on paper, basically digitally. And now you're paying the money for the money that they didn't have, that they gave you. And so they get all the money that they loaned you, which they poofed out of thin air, plus the interest that you pay them on that. If you want to, look, you can get pissed at Bernie Madoff all you want. That boy was an
doing
amateur.
the same thing, right?
He was a fucking amateur. Massive amateur. These guys are doing it to 340 million people just in this country. But it's global. Oh, and the people that don't want a central bank, well, Gaddafi, Assad, Saddam, all these people, well, they get, freedom. Fucking, I hate those fucking people. Oh. Hi. Puppies.
You talk about puppies again?
Puppies.
Nice.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. You know what the worst part is? Most people don't even understand this, and even if they hear it, their mind goes, "Oh no, that can't be true." Go look it up. It's quick. It's easy. Look up what fractional reserve banking is.
Yeah.
And realize that the entirety, all of our economy is built on the back of fractional reserve banking. There isn't money there. There's none. There's 10%, maybe. And there's not even a requirement anymore to keep 10%. That's fucked up,
really?
Dude. Literally, they removed the requirement because economic problems. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it's a wonderful system, man. We should do this more often.
We'll be back to the barter system before too long.
God, I hope so. I really do. Gold, silver, seashells, whatever you find valuable.
Nice.
Money is not a bad thing. Money is a tool. It's an object, right? It is a means to transact. And literally, a transaction should be this simple. And those of you that think capitalism is problematic and it's evil and everything else, none of what you're talking about is capitalism. Capitalism is LX and myself. And I'm like, "Hey, man, I really like that thing in your garage. Let me buy that from you." And you're like, "Hey, okay, but, I kind of want, $500 for it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think it's worth $500, but I'll give you $400. And you go, "Okay, I'll take $400 for it." We both agree. We get exactly what we want. We transacted. We exchanged a token of value. Whatever that might be, gold, silver, Bitcoin, or Xano.
What's that?
Monero.
Oh, okay.
Pirate coin. Don't use the others, please. 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 But do what you feel for. Don't take my advice. Just do your research. But anyway, that's what capitalism is. It's not, hey, I want to sell this product. Well, you need a permit for that. So pay us for a permit. Okay, so now you can have a license to sell that product, but you can only do it within these boundaries. And, you're going to have to use a manufacturer's set price. And then on top of that, you're going to have to add in these taxes and all this other stuff. So we're your middleman and we'll allow you to sell this thing. Okay. And then I come to you and I go, well, I want that. And you're like, it's $500. And I'm like, well, I think it's worth $400. And you go, yeah, it was, but I got to pay licensing and I got to pay these fees and I got to, give this middleman his due because for some reason he needs to be there. That's not fucking capitalism. Okay. So what you're railing against is government. You're railing against cronyism. You're railing against corporatism. You're not railing against capitalism. Capitalism in and of itself is simplistic and very fine. It works wonderfully. If you've ever exchanged something with someone else, like, hey, man, oh, dude, I like that. Oh, yeah. Hey, I like, oh, yeah, dude, I don't want this thing. Do you want to trade? And you're like, yeah, sure. That's capitalism. Did you get fucked? Did you feel bad afterwards? No, because if you felt like that was the case, you would have just gone, yeah, I'm not going to make that trade. Ooh, capitalism. There it is. Okay? And the whole, you just simplify things down for that, right? So understand that, right? But yeah, the system that's built up around us it's at some point, it's going to come crashing down. It has to, because we cannot continue to grow the debt to our GDP at the rate that we have. And one of the canary in the coal mines has always been, if our military spending ever exceeds certain markers, then we've crossed a line we cannot come back from. Well, this year we did that.
For the first time?
First time ever.
Really? Okay.
Yep. It's never happened before.
I mean, 250 years is a good run, right?
That's kind of historically about the time an empire lasts. Now, you could give us another 50 years because we weren't necessarily empire building for the first 50, 75 years, but we were, but not really. So, I don't know. I don't think this country has, in its current form, with its current system, more than probably 100 years left. I just don't. Because of the way we've gone. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I pray that I'm wrong. But historically, it's pretty accurate to look at it that way. Now, there are outliers anywhere, of course. Yeah, but we're not that special. We're really not. We are not like the Genghis Khan of the world, right? We aren't. We thought we were. Kind of believed we might be, but we're not. We're not the big dog. You want to think we are, but we're not. If we were the big dog, we would have stopped Russia. But we didn't. Here's the problem. You can't have a big dog anymore. Because the big dog goes on another big dog, and then all of us die. Everyone. Poof. Except maybe some Australians. How about we end on a nice happy note?
Okay, what do you got behind?
What do you got? You're looking at me. Really, you just spun me up and you want me to just go straight to happy?
Like puppies and balloons and flowers. We did all our garden starts. We got some of them in the ground.
Oh, yeah?
That's nice, right?
It is, really, actually. Well, so what do you guys plant for
we got actually I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Squash and zucchini and tomatoes and sweet potatoes and your favorites, the brassicas.
Wait. Tomatoes? You're planting tomatoes in the fall?
Yeah, that's Florida, right. Dude.
Florida.
Yeah, we get one more winter crop. before they all die. We got
They
time
get
for one more.
They get a winter harvest of tomatoes because
We do.
Florida.
Like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, they'll die off right before you guys come to visit again.
So you get what 3 seasons? Well, 2.5 seasons of tomatoes, right? But there's a period of about probably 2 months where it's just too hot, and the tomatoes go, nope, don't want to do
Yeah,
it.
like 3 months in the summer, they just won't grow. It's too hot. Even with the sunshade and all that stuff, it's just too much.
So why do you pull them out though? They'll go dormant during that heat season and then produce, and you've got a full-fledged plant. Or do they die?
I don't know, man. I'm not the guy to ask. You got to ask the professional gardener. It ain't me.
I know the professional gardener. I will talk to.
I just go along for the ride, dude. I'm just the hired help. I dig holes and haul bags of dirt and stuff.
I did that for a while. My boss called it landscaping.
Right?
It was nothing but digging a lot of big, really big holes. Like, what are we doing? This job, and he's like, "Oh, we're putting in a few trees." You get there, and it's these trees in the wooden crates. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Yeah, they're like 5 feet across. They're 5 foot by 5 foot.
Okay.
He's like, "Okay, we need a hole." The hole's supposed to be double the size of the container, right? So a 10-foot hole.
Don't they have equipment for that kind of stuff?
My boss was cheap. They did have equipment for that kind of stuff. John Deere Havoc and
nice.
Kubota Steve. There was no John Deere or Kubota involved in the making of this. It was just Havoc and Steve digging very, very big holes and hating.
You survived. You got experience from it.
Something tells me I could have figured out how to use a shovel all on my own. Maybe I'm wrong. It is a pretty complicated tool, and all it's got a handle and a shovel. So I could be wrong, right? I could have been doing it all wrong, like just swinging it over my head like it was a pickaxe or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But something about it just intuitively speaks to you, like put the pointy end in the dirt, step on these parts that are folded over so you can step on them, and use the long handle as leverage to get the dirt out of the hole. Seems logical to me. I don't know.
You should run lessons to the county guys, because I don't know that they know how to use those things. They just use them for holding themselves up.
Those ones are different. The shovel at the bottom is actually flattened off,
okay,
and then leveled out so that you can lean on it properly on a road.
All right.
Yeah,
I figured it was something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are definitely not shovels. They're leaning devices for workers.
Sense.
We call them workers. You go driving.
Yeah,
we're one guy in the hole, right? One guy, and like
10 guys standing around watching that guy.
People standing around looking at him. Like, what are we? Why are we paying for this? Why are we paying for this? Like, I could hire Bubba and JB and get them in there, and that thing would be done in a day, and it's going to take you guys 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, we're ready to get in full swing on the garden thing pretty soon. It's always right before we come to visit.
Sorry, Bubba. Sorry, JB. I know y'all are way more qualified than digging holes, but that is just a point.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting thing. All right, so what do we got that we can leave on a positive note on?
We're going to invite everybody back for next Saturday.
We can do that. Okay, so next Saturday, October 4th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going to try this. I think we probably should do a test and make sure that this actually works. Maybe.
Probably.
Set sound levels, kind of like, I don't want to say professional because we're not.
All those minor things. What's the worst that can happen?
Right? It doesn't work. Apply a small, a smidgen, a tad of professionalism in here. Test it out first and make sure it's all good. But anyway, we are going to do that. We're going to do some giveaways. I don't know what everything's going to be, but I will tell you, I'm going to offer up between 3 and 5 certificates to go download the Jones Plantation and watch that if you care to. If you don't want to watch it, you can give the certificate to someone that might enjoy that. It's a really, really well done film, and it's actually really good. I have to just say, very, very big kudos to Larkin and the Jones Plantation crew, because you did an amazing job of taking a concept and putting into a feature film as people that don't know that industry, or at least I assume you don't really know that industry or how that all works, and it turned out very well, right? So great job. And the message is spot on. It's perfect. It's the perfect parallel for a plantation to now.
I'll have to watch this.
Yeah,
That's
I've
good.
got a certificate for you.
Oh, good.
It's really good. It really is. And there's no predictive programming or, bullshit like that in there. It's just literally trying to open your eyes a little bit. Like, wake up. Hello, you're in a dream. But anyway, so we'll do that. I don't know what else we'll give for gift certificates. Probably, I thought about War Dragons packs, but like a lot of people have quit that we talked to. Few of them are still in there, so maybe we'll do some, one or two Google and Amazon play cards or whatever, or not Google and Amazon, Google and
Apple.
Yeah, fruit.
That's your favorite company. I know you want
The
to support
fruity
them.
company. Yeah. So, but we'll do something. We'll make it fun. But even better, you can interact with us while we're live on stream and distract us. And
I'm hoping
that's
people
easy
show
to
up.
do for me. And if you want to trigger Havoc into a rant, and Hoodie, I'm looking at you here, buddy. Yeah. If you want to trigger Havoc into a rant, come on in, drop a comment on the live stream, and I'm sure I'll pop right off.
We probably need to start advertising this in various places, huh?
We just did.
Besides here, I mean,
Oh,
online.
that's right.
Our
That's right.
social media presence.
I'm going to leave that up to you, our new social media manager.
Oh, okay.
You have a Facebook account. I don't.
I have 15 people on there, and 5 of
That's
them are
15
my
more than I have.
5 of them are my dead animals that had their own Facebook pages.
That's still 10 more than I have.
That's true.
Maybe
You
we'll
need to
get
show me. I don't know if I could post in that Telegram room or not.
Oh, I can sit you. You are an admin in there, by the way, so you should.
Oh,
be able
I
to.
didn't know if I could. I didn't see where it gave me the ability to post. I saw I could post on other posts, but not
Oh, okay.
start a new one.
Well, I'll fix that. We'll fix it up.
Okay. All right.
We'll make
Hey,
it
I'm
all
on there
good.
now too. You can say hi.
He is.
Or not.
He is.
or
We're
whatever.
both on Telegram. You can find us on Telegram by opening up any browser on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer and just type in t.me/space tomatoes. No spaces. Just space tomatoes. Not like a space and then tomatoes, like literally the word SPACETOMATOES.
Hey, you did it right.
That's how you spell it. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podbean, and X. But Telegram's where you can interact with us, so come catch us on that. You can also download the episodes there and, post some memes, make it interactive, have some fun.
And if you watch us enough, you probably end up on some kind of government list. So it's all good.
You're already on one. We all are now. Palantir made sure of that, man. They track, trace, and analyze and categorize every single individual on planet Earth into a nice little threat model as well as a psychological profile. And, it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Don't you feel safer now that you have no privacy?
I'm wearing my tinfoil hat next episode.
I mean, aren't you happy to have people like Larry Ellison and Peter Thiel having your private health records? I mean, it just makes me feel better. No?
No.
You're obviously one of those people.
I don't think people even probably know who those people are.
Yeah,
I know.
well, you
I
should
know
look
one
it
of
up.
those guys are.
You should look it up.
Name dropper.
I am a big time name dropper. John, Jeff, George, Sally, Sue, Sam. Figure out whether Sam was supposed to be male or female. You can't do it because it could be either. What?
I'm thinking of names too. I don't.
All righty, buddy. I think it's about time we wrap it up. We actually went pretty long on this one, but we have fun. I hope you had fun. If you had a good time and you enjoyed the content, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead. Throw us a thumbs down. We'd prefer you don't, but hey, if that's the way you feel, drop it, man.
If you love big government and you hate everything that we stand for and give us
a thumbs down and leave a comment. Tell us how displeased you are. Tell us if you liked it. Tell us what you liked. If you have ideas, suggestions for a guest or a field that you'd be interested in hearing more about, I will go and personally harass and harangue people. That's not true. I'll call people and try and persuade them to come on to talk to us about those fields, right? I'm interested in learning. I hope you are too.
Or if you want to be on.
Yeah, and if you want to be on, drop us a comment. Get into that Telegram. Let us know. Hey, I have something to say. I got something to say. No.
And it doesn't have to be anything special. You could, whatever you do in life, we're interested in finding out about it.
Absolutely. I like learning about all kinds of stuff. So, thank you very much for giving us some of your time today. We very much appreciate it. And remember, no matter where you are, no matter when you're listening to this, have an amazing day.
See, everybody, cue that awesome exit music. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the stuff. The outro.
Yeah, the
right, outro here. Boom.
Later.